Hey guys, it's me, Jason. I just wanted to check in with you guys, let you know where I've been the last few months. My IPF has gotten really bad, so I've been stuck at home in bed or in my front chair. I got hospitalized about almost a week ago. But before I get into that, around 2 weeks ago, hold on, my stats are really low. So yeah, even with this high flow, I have to use this mask when I desat. I've gotten that bad. So, a couple weeks ago, me and my wife came to USC to do a pulmonary function test, where they walk me around for 6 minutes and check to see how I handle it and how much I desat, how much oxygen I could use, and how my body responds to it. And they do a number of other tests. The two techs that work there said, "Hey, before you leave today, we need you to talk to a doctor." I said, "Okay, why?" He said, "Well, honestly, you just look like you're gonna die, bro. I want you to talk to a doctor before you leave." I was like, okay. So me and my wife waited in a little room, and a doctor and a nurse came down. And I was very candid with the doctor and the nurse about how I felt, how I hadn't been listed yet, how I was not very confident I was going to be listed before I just lost my life because I was getting so bad, and how bad everything was getting. And then they both shook their head knowingly, talked to me very nicely, and then after all that, the doctor said, "Well, my name is Dr. So-and-so. I'm the head of transplant." And I said, "Oh." I'm the head transplant doctor, pulmonary doctor. I said, "Oh." And then the nurse said, "Yeah, my name is so-and-so, and I'm the head of the transplant team." I said, "Oh." And they both said, "You've spoken to the right people." The very next day, the nurse I talked to called me. She said, "I wanted to talk to you myself. You're on the transplant list now, and you're at the top of the list." So that was a really big win for me. God was there for me. A couple days later, I was in the bathroom, and I had accidentally shut the door on my oxygen hose, and I passed out with the door locked. And my son woke up out of a dead sleep and thought I need to check on Dad for some reason, and banged on the door, realized I wasn't responding, woke my wife up, got a screwdriver, opened the door. I guess my wife said I was blue, unresponsive, and had stopped breathing. So she gave me CPR, chest compressions, and brought me back to the land of the living. And my poor son had to see it and was yelling, "Don't leave me, Dad." So I felt really bad about that. I don't remember what happened. I just remember waking up with a cop over me. I thought, God, what did I do? They said, you passed out. Your wife gave you CPR. You're going to be okay. I said, oh, I just passed out. I'll be fine. And I tried to stand up. And he said, no, sir. Please stay seated. Wait for the ambulance. So the ambulance took me to Hoag. And again, this is like 2 days after I got listed. The second day I was at Hoag, I got a phone call. They found lungs for me. So I'm getting a transplant. So Hoag Hospital transfers me to USC by ambulance. I get to USC. They put all the lines in me, like this fancy neck IV line and a couple more lines. Get me in the OR room. I'm prepped and ready to go. But unfortunately, with transplants, they don't take it out of the body until I'm in the OR. So they can't physically look at it until I'm ready to go, because they have such a finite amount of time to work with them, work with the organs, before they start deteriorating. So I'm down there waiting. The surgeon walks in, says, I got bad news. One of the lungs is completely infected. We can't use them. You're going back upstairs. So I was bummed. I went back upstairs. My family's all up there. We had just went through the emotional roller coaster of saying goodbye and crying and hugging each other and saying what we needed to say. And the doctor walked back in. He said, I got some more bad news. We can't let you go home. You're so sick. You're going to have to stay with us until we find you a new pair of lungs. That was a week ago. I'm still waiting. It could be today. It could be tomorrow. It could be next month. But I trust. I believe they'll find me some lungs. And being at the top of the list helps. And having a pretty standard body size and the most common blood type, universal donor, I'm O positive, helps as well. So here I am at USC. I really want to be home. I miss my children. I miss my family. I miss my wife. But it's not fair. I could probably convince them to send me home. I could somehow get my oxygen levels back. I'm good at that. But it's not fair. It's not fair that every time I cough, my son panics and asks if I'm all right. That my wife wakes up every 10 minutes at night to check to see if I'm breathing and never rests herself. It's not fair. So I'm going to stay here, and I'm going to do everything the doctors asked me to. I'm going to keep fighting. If you're having problems with IPF, just keep fighting. That's all you can do. Don't let this thing take you out. Don't let it smash your will, because it will. It'll crumple you up and spit you out. I understand. More people died last year of IPF than breast cancer, but yet you don't hear anything about IPF. I wonder why. But anyways, I just wanted to say, stay strong. Just keep breathing. Take everything one breath at a time. Thank you guys. God bless you.